Hi there. Welcome back. This is Asha with another episode of Morbid News. If you hear any strange noises, it's probably my prisoners that I'm going to eat later. We've got a lot of news today, so let's do it. So our first very exciting news is that the Satanic Temple is now registered tax-exempt church. I don't know why it wasn't before. It's about time. It's literally more legitimate than most religions that I've heard of. I always think if Scientology can be tax exempt, I don't know why the Church of Satan can't be. They recently posted on Instagram with this. We are pleased to announce that for the very time in history, a satanic organization has been recognized by the United States federal government as being a church. The Satanic Temple recently received notice from the IRS affirming our status. This acknowledgement will help make sure the Satanic Temple has the same access to public spaces as their religious organizations, affirm our standing in court when battling religious discrimination, and enable us to apply for faith-based government grants. It seems that there's another kind of reason why they decided to go this route. I think Lucian Greaves, who is the leader of the church, there was a bill passed, I think, a year or two ago that allows churches to support political candidates, and I think that was the biggest reason why they decided to go this route, this tax-exempt route, is because now if they would like to, they could support different political candidates, aka not Trump. So I think that was the major reason for this. But either way, it's exciting news. This is just as legit an organized religion as any of the other ones. If anything, I don't know if you've read the fundamental beliefs of the Satanic Church. They make a lot more sense than pretty much anything in the Bible. It's like, don't be a dick, don't hurt animals and children. If someone crosses you and is rude in your home, smite them. You know, all basic stuff that I'm surprised I'm not part of the Church of Satan, to be honest. I think I am in spirit. But yeah, that's very exciting news, and, you know, fight fire with fire. I think if Scientology can do it, why not Satanism? Our next story is the definition of morbid news. A Pennsylvania woman fell into a meat grinder at work. Now, obviously, this is a sad story. This woman, they don't know if she was standing on a staircase that had wheels, or, you know, if she slipped and fell, or what the situation was, but apparently someone heard a noise, and by the time they got there to check, she was already stuck in the machine, and they had to turn off the power and call 911, but by then, she was way gone. She was just trapped in the machine and definitely just probably eviscerated. But this happened in Pennsylvania at the Economy Locker Storage Company, and, I don't think they suspect any foul play or anything, but I think this is everyone's worst fear. Maybe it's not everyone's worst fear, but it's definitely one of my worst fears. It's to fall into some giant, teeth of hell machine kind of like this, and just literally there's nothing left of you at the end. You're just liquefied. I would just like to hope that the death that she received was quick and mostly painless, but anytime you see a story like this where it's some giant corporate machine, literally a giant corporate machine like this, that's just super dangerous. You just how is it even possible for her to have fallen into this machine? What safety measures were in place? Was she not respecting those safety measures? I don't want to make jokes about somebody's very tragic death, but it is what it is, people have freak accident deaths like this all the time, and this, wouldn't be morbid news if I didn't report on them. So Our next story, way more lighthearted. Japan just opened a poop museum. Y'all didn't think I was going to talk about poop. So the Unko Museum, which is the Japanese word for poop, is like an insanely bright and colorful rendition of poop. Like, they decided within the design that they would never put anything in there that was, poop colored, so nothing brown. Everything is super bright and flashy, as like a lot of Japanese museums do. I don't know if you've been to Japan. I went a few years ago, and everything is colorful. And I'm not surprised that this is what's happening. I remember there was like a restaurant that was like toilet themed that I really wanted to go to, but no one on my trip wanted to go, so we didn't end up doing it. But you like literally eat ramen out of little like toilet bowls, and you sit on toilets. But so this is like not a shock that Japan would have something like this. This is very par for the course. It just seems like it's a lot of fun. They have a lot of cool lights, and if you want to go post a picture of yourself in front of like neon pink poop and put it, all over your social media, then who am I to judge? Our last story for today, because, again, I'm lazy and I don't want to keep editing this forever, but our last story, it was just very weird. And I don't know how I feel about this yet. A company created tampon-shaped speakers so your unborn baby can listen to music. So, BabyPod is a silicone hypoallergenic FDA-approved device that helps babies vocalize. So apparently this is a totally safe tampon-esque device that you can just insert vaginally and have your little baby listen to Mozart or Shostakovich, or if you're me, Trent Reznor. Because you better believe that if I birth a child that is not into 9-inch nails, I'm throwing them back. They're out. Or WC. One, two. So this is what it does. This is I still can't believe this is FDA approved. I mean, I guess sex toys are technically FDA approved. Like, you can stick all sorts of weird things in your vagina. This one is just so strange to me. After testing hundreds of pregnant women, they determined the following. Music applied vaginally generates a response consisting of mouth and tongue movements by the fetus. These are vocalization movements. So I guess they're learning how to talk even before coming out of the womb. Music applied abdominally does not generate any response in babies, so presumably they do not hear it. So I guess this is the only way that they would be able to hear it. Vaginal vibration generates no response. The noise does not generate any reaction from the baby, and 87% of babies apparently responded. So take this as you will. If you're an early starter, if you want your baby to come out talking, which, to be honest, I don't know who wants that. Most people are like, oh great, you're already crying and just being generally annoying, and now you're going to be talking like immediately. No thanks. But apparently you can start using this at 16 weeks of pregnancy. And yeah, if you, want your baby to start listening to your jams super, super young, you too can be a BabyPod owner. I think what gets me is that I already don't like sticking things up there that don't need to be up there. I feel like it's better to not stick things up into your vagina that are pretty much unnecessary. Like, I try not to stick things up there that I don't necessarily need up there, other than like my gynecologist. Like, I don't want anything up there. I don't want tampons up there. Like, this is like just another thing to stick up there, and it's like, it's a very delicate environment in there, and the more you stick up there, the more likely you're going to get, an infection or whatever. And I guess all I can say is, if you're going to be using a device like this, just make sure it's clean and take care of yourself. Well, that's all the news I have for today. And again, congratulations to the Church of Satan. If you could just replace every church here in my neighborhood with a Temple of Satan, that would be fantastic. Now you're tax exempt and you don't have to pay those damn taxes. You can keep all that money that people donate to the Church of Satan. But again, thank you for watching. This is Asha with Morbid News, and see you next week. Bye.